Hello and welcome to the LFC Transfer Room stream. An exciting Friday turned out to be a little late across the pond for you guys there in the UK. For where I'm at currently, it's 2 p.m. Leading into the 4th of July weekend in the United States here. And wow, fireworks started off early, at least on my end here, with the news that Dominic Szoboszlai is a here we go, according to Fabio Romano, as well as Paul Joyce and numerous others. I'm joined today by Charlie as well as Anthony. How are we doing, guys? Charlie, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, man, I'm good. It's been a bit of an early one. Obviously, for us, it started pretty much as soon as we woke up. The whole, Szoboszlai news. Gonna have to get used to saying his name, so I've mastered the spelling of it. Just gonna have to get used to actually saying it. But buzzing, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but I don't think anybody expected us to be making £70 million transfers. But it's a great one. So I'm buzzing with the deal, and I'm sure we'll get into it.
70 million euro, so it's definitely less than that. So we definitely under that, and some good news. Anthony, thoughts on the good news we got today?
Thoughts on the news? You know what? I think this broke. Was it yesterday or a couple of days ago?
Yes,
and it's just out of the blue. I think Liverpool transfers. Everyone was always a bit bit angry or feeling a bit weird because we weren't really given much news. We were told we have to wait until after the Euro 2020, Euro under 21 for Kefren Turan. So it's good when it comes out the blue. Do I know much about this guy? Absolutely not. I've never seen him play. I've only watched a few highlights, and I can confirm he's going to score more goals and get more goals and assists than Kevin De Bruyne next season, and he'll be lifting the PFA Player of the Year award.
Well, definitely an exciting player. If you haven't seen him too much, you might have been able to catch him this year in the Champions League, going up against the likes of Man City as well as others. But definitely this past season, in 31 matches played in the Bundesliga, 6 goals and 8 assists. Definitely numbers that we haven't seen in the midfield talent in quite some time, at least on Liverpool's end here, and can provide definitely a big attacking threat. He's 6'1" and 161 pounds, so provide some size. I think we're just bringing over monsters at this point over to Anfield with Gakpo and hopefully Kefren Turan joining, who's 6'4" as well. Charlie, initial thoughts on how he would fit and impressions on what he would add to the team.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm not an expert in him. I have been. I don't think many people are. As people know, we do expert analysis. This came out of the blue, so we don't even have one prepared. I've been DMing every single Hungarian channel out there, every single Leipzig one out there. We should have something up. It just won't be an analysis, but it's going to be great anyway. From what I know of him, he's he's a right-sided midfielder, absolute cannon. I think he got 6 goals, 6 assists in the Bundesliga with Leipzig, if I'm not wrong.
6 and 8. Mm-hmm.
6 and 8, so even better. Added a few in the Champions League as well. A big up Jen right there, as usual. Love you, Jen, so much. Big donation for the big transfer. So thank you so much for that. Again, guys, make sure you are leaving a like on the video. But yeah, absolutely. I think Trent is probably off free kicks, which I don't think we'd ever say. This guy has got an absolute cannon. The knuckle ball is brazy. It is mental. So I'm excited for it. I think he's got, he's good attacking, which is something we've missed. He's decent defensively, which, a lot of our players aren't even good defensively. And this marks the end for Jordan Henderson in my eyes, which is only a good news. Look, if you watched the stream before, love him as a player. He's a legend, one of the best captains. Your time's up now, bro. Dominik Szoboszlai is coming, and he's taking over.
Definitely. We can certainly envision Henderson cheering on from the bench a lot more and yelling a lot more from the bench as opposed to the pitch this upcoming season. Anthony, thoughts on Szoboszlai playing on that right side? That's where at least we expect him to play, and combining with Trent and Salah now on that side. what do you envision as far as his productivity going into next season?
I mean, we're definitely not going to spend 70 million on a player, or 60 even, however many euros on a player who's just going to be holding the bench. So Henderson, time is up. I've called this for the past 2 seasons. Thank goodness. For a guy, he can't defend. You know what this is stream about this guy? I'm Szoboszlai. So I don't want to go in too much on Henderson, but thank goodness, man. We finally signed a right-sided midfielder. And his stats, oh my God, 64 goals, 73 assists, and he's only, 22 years old. And obviously, like I said, I've not really watched much of him, but seems like an attacking player, which we've clearly been missing from that midfield. I think who actually scored, maybe Curtis Jones was our top scoring midfielder last season, and he only managed to play like the last 10, 15 matches. So it's good to have that different sort of dynamic and sort of, I wouldn't say plan B option, but something that doesn't heavily rely on Mo Salah to score 30 goals a season, and Diaz to score 10, 15 plus, Jota as well. So whenever the attackers are injured, we know we could see someone scoring from midfield as well.
So definitely, I would definitely encourage anyone watching on the stream, if you haven't done yet, check out some of the compilations on Dominic, and you'll definitely see he has an absolute cannon of a right leg, just absolutely pegging it from distance. And in addition to that added attacking threat that it will now have from midfield, I think him and Gakpo will definitely keep goalkeepers on their toes, regardless of where the ball is on the pitch, just for the simple fact that they can absolutely hit it from distance. But his shot creating actions and his goal creating actions are what excite me a lot more. I think he's going to unlock Darwin, Lucho, as well as Salah into more clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. That in combination with McAllister as well as Trent being sort of creative fulcrums for this team. I think we might break scoring records next season.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and I probably the next big thing now is what number is he going to be? McAllister's took 10. I think he's 17 at the moment, Leipzig, which usually 17. A lot of players do 1 + 7 is 8. That's what Curtis Jones has done anyway. So I honestly, I think he's coming in and taking 8 straight away. Hopefully history doesn't repeat itself, and the RB Leipzig player comes in, takes the 8, and we know what happened there. I mean, look, we love Naby, boy, just didn't live up to it. It's nervous, the similarities are there. Absolute balling out for Salzburg, goes to Bundesliga, balling out, comes to Liverpool for 70 million, takes the 8 shirt, and we know what happened. But I'll try not to jinx it too much, but I think he's got the 8 shirt nailed on. As Anthony said, we're not spending 70 million on somebody to come and sit on the bench behind Jordan Henderson. I think our starter midfield's nailed on for the Chelsea game already. I think it's probably Fabinho, barring injuries. I think it's Fabinho, McAllister, Szoboszlai now. So it's fucking, this name is going to absolutely kill me, by the way.
Dominic.
Yeah, let's call him Dom. But yeah, I'm buzzing, man. It's a good day in typical Liverpool fashion. News broke and it got done within the day, so it's nice. Big up George Mack, or whatever his name is, the dream team and Klopp.
Definitely, with the new sporting director, at least the short-term sporting director coming from the Bundesliga, we were, I guess, right to assume that we'd be seeing some deals or negotiations from within that league first. And I think having Fabio Carvalho go over the other way, and I'm pretty sure that we won't be charging them the loan fee, just to kind of make negotiations a little easier. But definitely exciting. As far as the number 8, do you think, Anthony, should be taking the number 8, or should be looking at a different number? I would hope history repeats itself for the previous wearer of that number 8, and I can envision some of those long distance goals from Steven Gerrard duplicating themselves with Dominic. But what do you think he should do?
Well. The first number 8 to lift the Premier League trophy, Naby Keita. He's got big boots to fill, Dominic Szoboszlai does. But to be honest, yeah, I hope I'm not the only one who says this. I genuinely couldn't give a crap what number he takes. a number's just a number at the end of the day. He's still got to perform, whether he's got number 8 or 17 on the back. So as long as he makes his mark and actually performs really well this season, then I don't care. He could win. I just think this midfield is getting sorted out now. The problem probably should have been sorted out beforehand, but it doesn't matter. We can't really cry about the past now. As long as it's getting sorted. I've got a question for you guys. How many more midfielders or how many more transfers do you think will happen this window?
I'm hoping for at least one, if not two more. I'm certainly hopeful that the Thuram deal is locked and loaded. We were just waiting for the under-21s to complete. As far as Manu Kone, that one's certainly off the table now with his injury, unfortunately, at the under-21 World Cup. But I'm certainly hopeful Thuram and perhaps Alavia would be inbound just to cover the 6-hole, along with a center back. Charlie, how do you see the rest of the window shaking out now that we at least have two reinforcements, much needed reinforcements to the midfield?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big question now, isn't it? You know, if we've blown all of our midfield budget on, you know, Dominic, because I did always think you could probably get a Thuram and a Kone, or a Thuram and a Lavia, or a Thuram and a Vega in, and that would be, you know, the 70-80 million that we've paid for Dominic. So it's a bit worrying in that sense. However, I just think 3 midfielders are needed. I think with the amount Thiago is injured, Henderson's barely ever available anymore, and when he is, he's just not good enough. You know, we've got Oxers left, Milner's left, and you've got to think Milner was pretty much coming on every game, you know, before we finished. Keita's left as well. That's 5 midfielders that you've probably either have lost or are injured all the time / won't get as much game time. I'm convinced a third's coming in. You know, I thought it was probably going to be Thuram and Lavia, but now I'm probably leaning more towards Lavia, purely just because the homegrown situation. Now, if we sell somebody or let somebody leave, like an Adrian, then maybe, you know, we go out and get Thuram. But I do think, you know, I think a centre-back is key this summer as well. I think we need a centre-back. So I'd rather one more midfielder come in, Thuram, who I'm hoping, and then a centre-back, and then, you know, maybe we see an Adrian go or a Thiago go or, you know, Joel Matip. So it's yeah. So it's that's I think that's my perfect window. I put it on Twitter. I think my 10 out of 10 window at the moment now is, you know, McAllister, Dominic, Thuram, and Inacio or Mickey van der Ven, either or. I think that's a 10 out of 10 window. I think that's put everything that we needed. You know, we needed a centre back, we needed 3 midfielders, you know, all in the perfect positions as well. So that's you know, a 10 out of 10 for me. But I'm not sure what you guys think. But again, it's, you know, the thing is as well, we've been linked so much with Vega. I feel like that's kind of off the table now with us signing Szoboszlai. It's a very much, you know, he can play
similar,
in the 10.
Right? Right?
Vega's probably more attacking, you know, right behind the striker. Dominic has played in centre mid for Leipzig this season, with, you know, linking up with the right back. So it's I think he's more multi-dimensional, where Vega's very one-dimensional. So yeah, I don't think Vega happens now. I think he's a great talent, and he'll probably end up at Chelsea or somewhere, but not at Liverpool, sadly.
What about you, Anthony? What would round out a perfect window for you now that we have those 2 confirmed inbound players?
I think one more midfielder, probably either Thuram or Lavia, and I'd say a centre back as well. I think just because Matip's injury prone, Konate's injury prone, Gomez just a bit. He's on and off. He'll have 5 bad games and 1 good game, and you can't really afford to keep those players at top level. But at the same time, he impacts the homegrown stuff. And the fact we could only bring in 1 more homegrown player probably suggests 1 might be out of the way. But Charlie, you said Adrian, but I think one of the comments brought it up as well. He's just signed his new contract, so doubt he's gonna leave. And strange decision to sign him anyway. Wouldn't it make sense to like bring the 3rd keeper in and put him as a homegrown?
Yeah. No, sorry to cut you off. It is actually one of the dumbest decisions this club has made in a long time, signing Adrian up. I'm sure he's a nice fella. I'm sure he's great around. I'm sure Alisson likes the fella because he speaks Spanish. But bring in Harvey Davis, bring in Peter Lagua. If we're relying on Adrian, we're fucked anyway. So you might as well just give it to one of the youth players and hope that he can play. It's mental that you're getting rid of you look at a lot of clubs, their third goalkeeper is always English or at least homegrown. Tom Heaton for United, City, Scott Carson, Spurs was Fraser Forster, but obviously after everybody has it because it's a nothing position. Mm-hmm. So it's mental to me that we've done that, and it's kind of, I think it's tied our hands, but someone's going to have to sort it because we need another midfielder and we need a centre back, and I'll be very disappointed if we don't get another midfielder this summer because I think it's desperately needed.
So the one thing that we have seen is that speculation on either side that we'll have a $250 million war chest, or as yesterday was making the rounds of kind of having Twitter in flames, that pundit on Sky Sports, I believe, saying that we're in dire straits financially and won't be making too many moves. To today's news that we've triggered Dominic's release clause. I think one thing that we haven't factored in, perhaps, or thought too much is Liverpool perhaps was building that treasure chest to go after Jude, and in the end, Jude didn't want to come to Liverpool. Therefore, we still have that money that we kind of put to the side, along with whatever other moves we were planning to make. So that's why perhaps we were able to trigger that release clause and hopefully still have enough left over to make the additional moves that we need to round out this squad. I'm in total agreement. I think we need at least one, if not two, additions to midfield, if not an outright DM, more of a combination player like a Thuram. And center back, I think definitely we need a left-footed center back. In my wildest dreams, we'd be working on another deal with RB Leipzig, and that would be for Josko Gvardiol to kind of combo package those two players over to Anfield. And at least with Josko, I know there's $100 million release clause, but perhaps we can negotiate that into payment terms.
It won't happen, but imagine we pull Gvardiol off. He's a Liverpool fan. He's admitted he's grew up. We've got a sick relationship with Leipzig. Don't care what anyone says. Us giving them Carvalho has helped us with getting Szoboszlai. And I promise you, it's in installments. I promise you. Usually with release clauses, it's, we paid a 70 million there and then. Liverpool don't do that. Don't have a precedent for doing that. I promise you, they've said, look, we'll give you Carvalho on loan for probably 2 seasons. I reckon it'll be. He's probably going to come in and replace Dominic. So I'm giving up, Anthony. I saw you laughing at me saying his name. But yeah, and imagine, we've just been like, you don't want to go into City then in the Champions League with you next season, even though you got smashed 7-0 by them. So
they did draw the first leg. They did draw the first leg. Had me with a glimmer of hope that they might knock them out, but that was quickly snuffed out.
Yeah, but imagine we wake up tomorrow and Paul Joyce is doing a Gvardiol to Liverpool, talks ongoing. Oh man, it'd be sick. Not happening like, but imagine.
I think it would be the move to make. Again, as you pointed out, he's a fan since childhood, supremely talented. And you need a Croatian to win the Champions League, at least for the most part. All the winners have had a Croatian on the squad, so I would welcome him. I'd fly over to England now and drive him from the airport to Anfield if I could. Along with, let's kind of talk about the Fabio Carvalho transfer there. If you didn't see the post announcing him, he looked supremely happy doing a whole bunch of Tuckers announcing his arrival over to RB Leipzig. Do you think we obviously didn't go with a buyout clause included in that? It's a straight up loan, and we're hopefully expecting it back next season. I'll go over to you, Anthony, first. If he has a really good season over at RB Leipzig, do you think that Liverpool will bring him back and bring him into the fold, or is this just let's build his value and sell him next summer?
Still 50-50 on that one, because I still feel like his position doesn't really suit the way we play anyway. And even if he does go left wing, we've got about 3 or 4 wingers who can play that position anyway, and he doesn't get into the top 3 of them. So I think we build up his value and sell him on, and he's still a good player in my opinion. Obviously he's still young and just joined us really, so can't really have that thought. But just looking forward, can we actually imagine Carvalho starting for us regularly? And I don't think so.
I'll kick that over to you, Charlie. Your thoughts on his loan move and what to expect perhaps next season?
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a loan move where we're just hoping that he plays and hoping that he gets some goals, and it kind of forces Leipzig hand to be like, look, he's been banging goals through. He's got a lot of potential. There's 30 million. Liverpool will make a profit on him no matter what. I think, what do we sign it for? 11 mil, 12 mil? Or roughly around that, I think. So I always said I'd sell him if we got 20. I think he's a bit of a prima donna footballer. This is all speculation as well. I just think he's a bit. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but just from the gauge I get, I think he's maybe a bit. He's come through the ranks of Fulham and he's started straight away. We had this issue with Harvey Elliott a little bit, I think, when he first joined as well. A bit of cockiness, which is always good, but there's a certain point where it's got to cut off. We saw with the under-21 Portugal team, he just give up on that. Maybe he's a bit entitled. Maybe he thinks he should be starting for Liverpool, and Klopp doesn't like that. I don't think we'll find out until 20 years when Carvalho releases a autobiography explaining it. So it's a weird one. I've kind of accepted that it's over. I think probably goes on loan this year, goes on loan next year with an option to buy for like 30-35 million pounds, and we call that a good profit deal. Didn't work out, but hey ho, enjoy your life, But there's 170 people in here, so get liking the video, guys. Also subscribe. Daily streams. So yeah. But sorry, go on, Rigo.
No worries at all. No worries at all. Along with other announcements, today we revealed our away kit for the upcoming season. It's a throwback to the 90s and nice green color with the blocked out. Your thoughts on the jersey? I think coming into the season, I skipped getting a kit for this past season. I wasn't overly impressed with our home kit, but for 23-24, I think I have to get both the home and away. Anthony, your thoughts on the reveal from today?
Sorry, am I really zoomed in on your camera now?
Yeah, all I see is your forehead.
Oh, okay, I don't know what's happening.
No, I'm kidding.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Oh. I actually did a kit reveal on this, or when they initially got leaked. It's so bad, the away kit. It looks awful. I know they're trying to replicate the one from, I don't know really when, but it just looks so bad. I'm sorry, it looks like Minecraft. The creeper from Minecraft. It looks like that. But not too many positive thoughts about that. But the home one looks really nice, in fairness.
Yeah, I think I get where they're going with it. I don't like the black shorts. I think it should have been white shorts or green shorts. I think black shorts make it just look horrible. The one saving grace is the goalkeeper kit. That looks absolute. I don't know if you've seen it. Go on our Twitter, go on the images. The goalkeeper kit is a 10 out of 10, and I hope he wears it just every game. It looks unreal. It's a nicer green than even what's on the kit. But yeah, it's a footy kit at the end of the day. We say this about every kit. I remember the orange kit that everyone hated, and then that's a cult classic now. The purple kit that everyone hated, that's a cult. Everyone loves that. The turquoise kit everyone hated. This isn't new. Everybody hates kits, so you just accept it. We'll have a few good games in it, and everyone will love it. I mean, What was last year's kit that we lost? We won one game.
The white kit that I thought was going to be great, and I refused to buy now because we didn't win jack all in any of the matches.
So yeah, it'll be how it is. It's always the same, you know. I won't buy it because I never buy kits, but they'll probably look good on the players. But I just don't like the black shorts.
Okay, gotcha. I guess we'll go 1 out of 3. I'm definitely a fan, and we'll be procuring that kit either from official merchandiser or not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So once again, Dominic Szoboszlai incoming to Liverpool, and our second signing of this summer, and I think we're off to a flying start. The other teams making moves around us, for example, Arsenal spending outrageous sums on transfer fees and wages. One thing that we can count on, Dominic isn't going to blow up the wage structure here. He's currently making, I believe, around 80K a week, and he can certainly expect a raise into the hundreds, but nothing outrageous like 250K for Mason Mount. I think once again, Liverpool have shown that even on a restrictive budget, we tend to make very smart moves for good talent. And I think we can probably tack this one on as well. This kid, I think, is going to blow up, and he's a leader for his national team already, leader on his club team, and I think that's the type of players that we're shopping around for. Cody Gakpo, again, in January, fits into that mold as well. I know Charlie and Anthony, you're not too familiar with Dominic. I'm not going to say I'm an expert on him as well. I've seen him play a few times, and certainly from being a FIFA player and loving FIFA and career mode, etc. He's certainly made a number of squads for me previously. But I think we can all say we're very excited for him to join the team.
I'm excited for a midfielder. I'm excited we've signed the player, and I'm excited we signed a midfielder. Let's hope, we bring in one more. But your point about Arsenal as well, we were always told, Liverpool can't spend this much, Liverpool can't do this just because they need to sell players, etc. Arsenal just completely thrown that out the window. Their first season in Champions League in since when, like 2017 or something like that, 2018. And they've gone and spent nearly over 200 million. Bryce 100 mil, Havertz 60, 70, Timber 35. And I'm sure they're looking for a centre back. I might be wrong there. Maybe one more. So why can we?
Caicedo, perhaps. I think they're looking to, if they can offload Partey, they're going to go after Caicedo.
Yeah. So why are we always told, Liverpool can't afford this player, Liverpool can't afford this player? Because we make so much more money than them. I'm sorry, we make much more money than probably. Actually, I won't throw City in there. We make much more money than City. We don't have more than them though. But what is a silly excuse? Because it's just stopping us from reaching our potential. And for me at least, I think we could have won maybe two more Premier Leagues in the past 4 or 5 years if we just had 1 or 2 more better options, especially midfield, who would have already been signed and could have actually contributed. If we signed someone that 21-22 season where we could have won the quadruple, if we had just signed a midfielder, man, we could have easily won. I say easily, we could have possibly won a quadruple.
Giving ourselves a better shot, definitely. Especially after falling 1 point short or a goal short. And
exactly, it's a bit depressing to see because it's silly matches as well. Remember when I think we played Tyler Morton and Milner against Tottenham? Like, what kind of midfield three is that for a title-winning side? It is ridiculous, but they're better right their wrongs this window. 2 out of 4 or 5 is a good start. Very good start, in fact. So hopefully they can keep it up.
Yeah, I think Lavia is probably going to be a bit of a luxury if we do get him. I'm not expecting him this summer. I think next summer is where I'm really expecting. If Ben Doak doesn't hit the strides I'm expecting him to this season, I expect us to get a Salah back up. Then I expect us to get a Fabinho back up as well, or even a Bajcetic back up / long-term replacement for Fabinho. And then a left centre back like Gvardiol, Bastoni, a big name to not like a Mickey van der Ven or a Inacio, somebody who is going to come in and improve the side like Virgil van Dijk did. But yeah, look, it's I was baffled, to be fair, that Dominic was 22 years old. I thought he was older. You know, he's exactly the profile we've been looking at. And it's kind of went under the radar. You know, Manu Kone, Thuram, both 22 as well. So it's a great age. Probably going to be at the club, you know, unless we sell him. But we're not really a crazy selling club at the moment either, unless people force a move. So could easily be at the club for the next decade. And you know, that's always a good thing. He's wanted to join us from the get-go, and clearly Klopp is convinced with him because he's paid the release clause. So it's a good day all around. Hopefully, I think he takes the number 8 shirt, as we mentioned before. And yeah, I've got a bit of a mad prediction, but I'll say it when we do, you know, crazy prediction stream/video. Dominic Szoboszlai, butchering his name, but Big Dom, DS8, is getting more goals and assists than Bruno Fernandes next season. Easily. I'll stick my head out. Don't care if it gets clipped. It's happening. It's happening. He's a better footballer. He's a better technician. He's just better all around, and he's only 22. So take that how you wish. But that's my mad prediction for the season.
Awesome. I hope it comes to fruition. For making predictions, I think Darwin's just going to absolutely explode this season because this level of service that he's going to get this upcoming season compared to last year is just night and day. He's going to have McAllister, Dominic, as well as Trent in a more advanced position, just absolutely looking for him. So looking for a big year from him and obviously Cody Gakpo, Lucho. I think we're cooking now. Again, we just need a couple of more inbound players, and I think we'll be right up there challenging for the Premier League title, the Europa League, as well as the other 2 domestic trophies. Anthony, any closing thoughts before we put a pin on this stream?
It killed me then when you said we're going to be competing for Europa League, man. Honestly, it's so depressing.
Hey, we're in it now. Let's go and win it. Right?
We can win it.
Good opportunity to get the likes of Dowick, Bacetic, you know, some of the ones who I can't think of, but you know, even Kelleher. I think in the grand scheme of things, we'll probably look at it like we did when we missed the Champions League. Out on the Champions League with Klopp on the first year. Look, it's disappointing. It'll get players good minutes who otherwise wouldn't get it. It will also make us focus on domestic, you know, trophies. You're going to have Arsenal and Newcastle who haven't been in the Champions League for years, trying to go all guns blazing in every competition. It's going to burn them out. It gives us a better chance to either A, go for the title, or B, go for Champions League. But sorry, go on, Andy.
No, you know what I was going to say. People keep bringing up that point as well, yeah. But the only thing I have against it about like, it's maybe a good thing that we're missing out on Champions League. We're still this team, and with more additions, is more than capable of winning the Champions League, though. And I feel like it's just a bit of a waste. No, obviously Europe football is just a bit of a waste this season. Even if we do win it, I'm not going to be over the moon because I feel like the team can compete in the Champions League and win it. Because we've seen it. We've got to what, 4 finals in the club? 4 finals? 3 finals? I don't know, but we've got so far in the club, and I don't know. I think Europa League is definitely a step down, no matter how anyone tries to paint it. But Premier League, you never know. I think more signings than this team, especially a centre back, than this team's capable of winning it.
Yep. Yeah, definitely still a couple more moves to make, but for now we can certainly enjoy the good news from today. Dominic Szoboszlai, inbound Liverpool player. We triggered the release clause, and wow, just amazing. When we thought we were pinching pennies, we end up pulling one out and surprising folks. So you never know. That's one thing. You can guarantee with Liverpool. The local reporters don't know things are happening until it's well past it for the most part. So, but on that note, make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with any breaking Liverpool news, especially transfer news. Once again, my name is Rigo. For Charlie, for Anthony, thank you all for joining, and have a great weekend.